man, there's a lot of news, and I don't really care about half of it, but I do have something to say. What's going on, y'all? I know you probably already heard about Bill Burr comments and how he's kind of come out talking about his friend being canceled from The Mandalorian and or fired from the, basically canceled, not really fired, canceled by cancel culture. I can't stand cancel culture. And there's a lot of news out there about this right now. Rumors that they're going to come after Rosario Dawson. First off, listen, I don't have much interest in The Mandalorian anymore. I don't. I was hoping that the executives at Disney were going to give enough of a damn about their product, their image, that they were going to stop. Get rid of Kathleen. Just get rid of her. Get rid of Kathleen. Clean house. Get rid of all them SJWs and people that are just disingenuous about their positions. People that are just lying. You know, I recently had a conversation with an individual who identifies as non-binary. I know, y'all. What y'all are thinking? Oh my God, pronouns in bio. What's the Fandom Menace historian doing talking to someone like that? I'm talking to somebody like that because what I garnered from that conversation, the information that I got, the perspective that I got from having hours. By the way, we spoke for hours about all kinds of stuff. I asked this individual what exactly is non-binary, what it means to them, how they feel, that community, their friends, what's going on in that sphere. And I'm going to be honest with you. Instead of disagreeing with most of the points with this individual, ended up agreeing. It was a very productive conversation. And it was funny that one of the things that came out of this conversation, we were discussing I want to say she. I want to say she. And this person said that if I said she by mistake, that I was not being disrespectful, because this individual understands that they are a female. They're born female. I'm telling you guys, it was very different than anything I'd ever discussed, than I ever thought I'd be discussing with somebody. Because I'm one of those people that's like pronouns in bio. I don't even want to talk to them. I even said that I joked around and called them non-binaries, and this person laughed, thought it was funny. This person, I'm going to say they, I'm going to use their pronouns. They brought up the New Warriors, brought up Kibble Smith, didn't know who Kibble Smith was, didn't understand what's going on in our entertainments, but thought that the New Warriors, the non-binary twin, Snowflake and Safe Space, was completely ridiculous, was offended by it, was offended by that representation, that the person didn't even understand what was going on. And I informed them about Kibble Smith, you know, this rich white elitist dude who does not care about anybody, doesn't care about any kind of promoting any kind of inclusivity or non-binary people or whatever, doesn't care. And this non-binary person understood that, agreed with me. It's insane. What I found out was that SJWs, a lot of them, especially the ones in entertainments, especially the ones that are promoting division, labeling people, being real hateful, those in our society that are a part of this burgeoning, whatever it is, whether it's a discovery or rediscovery of different types of feelings in gender identity. I know some of y'all are cringing. Look, I'm trying real hard. They're just as pissed. They are just as pissed. We've all been getting played. All of us. All of us have been getting played. Across the board. By these wealthy elitists. By people like Kathleen Kennedy and those that she hires. This cancel culture mob, these are just hateful people that just want to create division. I've been saying that for years. But I haven't really understood the entire scope of it, because I realized after a while that I myself was getting conditioned. I realized that I was getting programmed. That I was allowing myself to get into a position of default hate, ignorance, and not understanding others. Not even trying to understand others. Look, I don't need to agree with a person's position to have a conversation or to be a friend or to garner value from the information being provided by someone who has a different perspective than myself. I think that's one of the biggest problems right now. The tribalism that has been created, this static behavior in all of us, has really kept us from being able to understand other people. Now, this does not mean that I'm like jumping on some kind of social justice train. I'm not. I can't stand social justice warriors. I'm still your Fandom Menace historian. I'm still going to document things as they have happened, with my own perspective at times of what has been going on. But I would be remiss as someone investigating this time in our history if I didn't talk, if I didn't reach out, if I didn't get the perspectives of others who don't necessarily believe as we believe or as I believe. I don't like collectivism. And that's really what we have been seeing in the last several years. This tribalism, this collectivism, people getting static in their thoughts. The moment that I realized that anyone who uses certain key phrases or words, like pronouns in bio, non-binary, whatever. As soon as I realized that I had a default position to anyone who was claiming that they were something, was the moment I realized that I was allowing myself to be prejudiced. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, that just ain't me. That's never who I've been. That's never who I've been. I'm going to be doing some more exploration into these areas of these segments of the population. I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be talking to more people, trying to reach out and understand their perspectives. Because having that conversation really was an enlightening experience to me. Even if I don't agree with the disposition. There's not a single person in this world that can point the finger at another and demand that they feel exactly as they themselves feel. Can't do that. That's what we're fighting. We're fighting against that kind of culture. Aren't we standing up for the right to be an individual? I mean, if that's not what we're doing, then what are we doing? If we allow ourselves to become static, and I don't care if it's just religious, political, social, whatever topic, whatever disposition we may have, if we allow ourselves to stop talking and communicate with one another, then we're not going to truly understand what's going on around us. So I'm going to start having more conversations with them, and it's going to be what it is. We as human beings have vastly different perspectives and feelings on life. And I don't care if the similarities are the same color, region, race, culture, subculture. I don't care. All of us are individuals, and we all have different experiences in this life. Finding out that a lot of the division that has been caused has created these paralyzing views, has made some of us commit to instantly taking a negative tone to anyone who thinks differently than we do or feels differently than we do. That's a travesty. And that means that people like Kennedy, people like Pablo, people like Pedro, people in the industry who don't give a damn about you or me, they've won. No SJWs have won. We can't do that to one another. I refuse to be like that. I refuse to think like that. So that's going to be my position over the next, next couple of months as I'm finishing up the Fandom Menace Volume 2 and getting ready for production, getting ready to put it out. I've had the ability to see things just a little differently, and I think that's going to add to the context of my books. I think it should add to the context of all of our thinking, even if we don't agree with some of these people. We don't need to agree with them. We don't need to all co-sign to the same narrative. That's thinking in dualistic terms. That's thinking in binary terms, and that's just not who we as human beings are. So my content in the future is going to include some of that, as well as my perspective on entertainments. Some of you guys are going to like that. Some of you aren't. But I implore you to give it a chance. To give a chance to see other perspectives of what's going on. Because I guarantee you, you're going to be surprised that they are just as offended or pissed off at the misrepresentations of who they are, just as we're as upset when just because I'm white, or just because you're white, or just because you're something, you're being called a racist or a sexist. This has been the objective of social justice warriors this entire time. The entire time. Keep us separated. Keep us divided. Our politicians, those career criminals, want to see us divided. They don't want us standing together, united for a common good or a common goal. They want us divided. Just like them privileged millionaires don't give a shit. Don't give a shit about inclusivity or representation. We know this. The moment we stop listening to or taking any kind of valid information from someone else who doesn't think or look like us, that's when we do become bigots. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow myself to do that. I hope you don't either. So yeah, as far as Star Wars, I know I went far off the Star Wars subject here, but Disney Star Wars to me isn't Star Wars. And the people that are running it, they don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about the product. They care about using Star Wars as a platform for division and hate. And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm going to keep shouting for common sense. I'm going to keep just trying to feed people information, maybe a different perspective that might change who we are. I'm going to do a live stream up here soon. I'm going to put together a live stream, or I'm actually going to invite that non-binary person and maybe a few other people that don't that you would think hates you or hates me. And I'm going to have a conversation with them. I'm going to have a roundtable conversation with them. And we're going to cover topics that we have been complaining about or we have had a problem with for the last couple of years. And I want you to hear their explanation as to their perspective and the way that they think. I think it's important. I think it's more important than anything I've ever done. Thank you guys for being here and watching this video and listening to me rant a little bit. More content is coming. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a taste of the difference of perspective that I am having. And, if you're too static to understand that I am able to listen to other people's opinions, then I hope that eventually that changes in you. Let's not become the enemy. Let us not become these people that are trying to divide us. Even if you don't agree, we should take the time to listen. So you might find that you agree more with some people that you have been trained, conditioned, even if passively, conditioned to hate or to dismiss. You might find you have more in common with them than you really thought. That's what happened to me when I talked to this person. So we're going to go from there. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subs. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this out to somebody you think might enjoy this type of topical information, or might get freaked out that the historian is talking to the non-binaries. Oh my Lord. I love you guys. Be good to each other. You suffer no fools. Peace.